being joined in studio by Melinda Wilson from Surety Community Lady Center. Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you back.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
I know Surety Community Lady Center doing a lot of exciting things in the community, and
Absolutely.
we always talk about how, it's not only a pregnancy care center, like if someone finds out they're pregnant and didn't know, obviously they can get help, or if they do know that they want to get pregnant and they just want to know more about being a parent, but parenting more about just about giving birth to a child. Sometimes it's about adoption as well,
Right.
or what to do with that child. Do you keep it or do you give it up for adoption? And I know that's something that is especially happening this month because it's National Adoption Month.
It is National Adoption Month, and a lot of decisions that are made, with the conflicting feelings that they have about adoption. They're like, oh, I'm rejecting my child. And that's not at all what it is. They get misinformation. It's like, oh, I knew this kid that was adopted and he was in this, horrible family situation.
Sure.
Yes, that can happen here and there. But, there are wonderful families out there.
Oh, yeah.
That, are looking for adoption. So, they make the decisions almost, like in, other areas, they make quick emotional decisions. They don't make the decision to adopt because of misinformation. They have the fear, they feel shame with it, or guilt. And then they also, sometimes feel like they're a failure. But in one of our training information books, which is it's got some great content and stuff, and they put this in a good way. Adoption is a tremendous act of love where the mother actually places her child's needs before her own. And what it is, a lot of moms that do put them up for adoption, it's like, I'm not in a position that I can actually raise this child.
Sure.
I wasn't planning on this, hence the unplanned pregnancy.
Right.
And, either financially or I had other plans, or I really hadn't planned on having children. Well, you can still parent without parenting after the child is born. And that's by the loving gift of adoption. There's a lot of families out there that are infertile, and but their hearts are just bursting with love and maternal and paternal instincts to raise a child. And you can actually provide that gift to them. So it's like taking something that was unplanned, and it's like, okay, I really didn't intend to do this. Instead of feeling, once you get past that shock and feeling the guilt from it, it's like, okay, I can actually carry this full term and nurture this gift and give it to, or present it to a family that, that's been desiring this for their lifetime.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
I have a friend who has 3 adopted children, and they're the lights of her life, and her husband just absolutely adore them.
Right.
And she's like, it has totally fulfilled our lives.
Exactly. And being adopted, I mean, children that are adopted are no different than those that are your blood children.
Sure.
I mean, I had a cousin who was adopted into the family, and actually I have, now thinking about it, I've got different relatives, that have come into the family through adoption. And there is no difference with them than the ones that were born into the family. I mean, they are just as loved and just as accepted. And ironically enough, my cousin looked just like his brother that was born into the family, which was so wild. But yeah, we all become families. There's different aspects of family. And that's a big part of it is through the adoption.
My grandma was adopted.
Your grandmother? Yeah.
Yeah. My mom's mom was adopted.
Oh, see, and look what happened.
Oh, yeah.
You're here.
And it's funny because, not only, yes, I'm here, you're welcome, world, but also because, I get a lot of my height from that side of the family.
Wow.
Because my grandma was tall. My grandma was like 5'7", and back in the day, that was really tall.
Absolutely.
And so her side of the family, they believe, was really tall, which therefore it's kind of translated over. And
which is totally obvious with your sons.
Sure, yeah, exactly. I'm tall, my kids are really tall, and
Yeah, they tower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my oldest is 6'10", and my next youngest is almost 6'8". So
Yeah.
But in adoption it really is a way for a family to become just that, to become a family.
Right.
And with my friends' adopted kids, they have an open adoption, so their parents, their birth parents, can actually still visit on occasion.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to address. There's 3 different types of adoption. There's closed adoption. A lot of times, maybe the birth parents, they're like, okay, I'm loving them. I'm able to give, I hate to use the word give. I'm glad that I'm able to adopt my child out to a loving home.
Right.
But I really, I'm not interested in keeping the contact. And so they have a closed adoption, which is fine. It's because all the parties agree.
Sure.
But you also have the semi-open adoption. With the semi-open adoption, they still have communication like through pictures and cards and stuff, but there's not really any addresses exchanged or last names exchanged.
Right.
But then you have, like you were saying, a full open adoption where, they're able to actually, see the child grow up and be involved in that child's life, but yet the child is the son or the daughter of the adoptive parents. And so we just really encourage you, you can parent in different ways. And that is one of the ways that you can parent. And if you have questions about adoption and it's like, I can't afford it, I don't know what to do and all of this, we actually have 5 local attorneys that are actually doing pro bono for us. So you can learn about adoption. So if you have questions about it, give us a call, at, the big turquoise building on the corner of Northwest 5th and Peacock. You can call us at 488-2070. But you can also go online and make an appointment, and we'd be glad to talk with you and set you up with one of our attorneys and bring them on site. And if you have any questions about the adoption process.
Okay. And as always, they can find you at sclcrichmond.com.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Melinda, thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot, Rick.
Yeah, of course. So it is National Adoption Month, so keep that in mind if that is an option for you or something you're considering. So sclcrichmond.com, Surety Community Ladies Center.